Okay, last one then was this one. So if we start drawing it out, so I'm going to go, let's have a look, CH3. So I've used that first bit, and we've got a C, and then we've got an OH. Okay, now this bit in brackets then kind of says that these are not kind of part of the main chain, so they're kind of going off sideways. So I know that I've got a CH3 up here and a CH3 here. Okay, so if I have a little look at it, then what's the type of functional group? Well, it's just an alcohol, isn't it? So we've got an alcohol here, but it's also a tertiary alcohol. This would be important in if the question was more extended, okay, because they react slightly differently, but it's a tertiary alcohol because this carbon is bonded to 3 carbons, okay, and that affects its kind of reaction pathways. But an alcohol would be the answer for that one. Okay, right, the structural formula of the following molecule. Okay, so butanal. Whenever I see something like this, then I'll always look at what's the longest carbon chain. So the but bit is going to tell me that. Okay, so I'm going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, methyl prop but, and then I need the al bit. Tells me that it's an aldehyde, so I add that on next. O H. And then I would need to put H's on here as well. Okay, so if I put all those H's on, then I could leave it as that, because that does show the structure. Or if you want to convert it into different format, then you can do that as well. So this group here will be CH3. Okay, so I'm going to do one group at a time. So if I do CH3, next group, I've got a CH2. Okay, and then I've got another CH2. Okay, and then I've got a CH and an O. So I could kind of put it in that format as well, potentially. But I think the marking scheme allowed either, obviously, as long as you put the H's on here and not be lazy like me. For my working out, if it's not part of my actual marks during the exam, then I won't put the H's on. But if it is actually to be marked by the examiner, not just my working out, then I often just leave the H's out for ease. Okay, so I'll just check again. I've used the but bit, I've used the null bit, so I've used that full name in the structure over here. So I do the same thing here. I always look what's the longest carbon chain, prop. So the prop, metheth prop. So I'm going to put that here. So 3 carbons in a row. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, this is messy. And then the anoic acid. I know I need to add carboxylic acid. Okay, so I've used this bit of the name as well. And then 2-methyl, so that's got to be carbon 1 because it's part of the carboxylic acid, so that's 2, and I need to add a methyl group, CH3. Okay, and then now I make sure that everything is bonded to the right number of things. So I can notice that this carbon was 1 down, and then okay, then I need to add some H's onto there, and it all follows the rules, and we are okay there. I can actually convert that into this format now if I want to. So the way I would do that is start again from that side. So I've got CH3, and then I've got, as part of the main chain, I've got a CH, and then this is not part of the main chain, so I would put it in brackets, CH3. Okay, and then I've got a COOH. Okay, so that's how I would convert it back into that format if that's how you wanted to put it, or if the question asked for that. But I always like working from a displayed formula, ideally. Okay, hexanoyl chloride. I'm going to use this hex bit first. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to know that the oyl chloride bit is an acyl chloride. And then it's a case of just putting the H's on all the way around there then. Okay, so I'll just put H's all along and just check that everything's bonded to the right number of things. Chlorine's in group 7, so it needs to be bonded to 1. Oxygen's group 6, so it's going to be bonded to 2. And each carbon, well, has got 4 things coming out of it as well. And again, I could go through the same process of converting it into that format if I want to. I would go CH3, CH2, 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 COCl. Okay, so that's potential. So I'll just do one bit at a time and convert it into that if I needed to. Okay, pentan. So my last check, always when you've gone, when you've finished drawing something, just check. Okay, I've used that part of the name. I've used that part of the name. There's nothing missing. Next one, pent. Okay, I'm ignoring the rest of it for now. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the pent bit, I've used that bit of the name. And then 2-one. So it's a ketone, so I've got an O's there. And then I just put H's on all of these. Okay, I would try and do it a bit neater. It's quite hard when you're holding a phone and talking to it. Okay, so I would again, in the same way, kind of convert that potentially if I needed to. Okay, propyl pentanoate. Okay, so I know that this is an ester, so I can actually ignore this bit to begin with, and I need that pent bit. So pent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I know that the O8 bit tells me that there's an ester, so I've got an O, here, and then I know that this is breaking my rules at this moment in time. This O needs 2 things coming out of it, but I know that this propyl bit is going to be attached that side. So meth, eth, prop. Okay, so here I've used all parts of the name, the pent bit, the O8 bit, and the propyl bit now. So all I know is to make sure that it follows the rules. Each one of these C's has got 4 lines coming out of it. Okay, and then I would add all the H's on, and that would be okay for the marks in this case, because the marking scheme says that it would take a displayed formulae. But one by one you could convert this into this kind of structure as well potentially if you want. So I'd go CH3, CH2, 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 COOC. Well, you could put 3 and then H7 as well potentially. Okay, or another CH2, CH2, CH3. So it would just be quite long-winded. But in this case, you get the mark for doing that structure.